What glory.
Good evening, welcome to the Cricket Show. Well, the most anticipated event of the Bundaberg cricketing calendar is finally here. It's Bulls Masters week. We got all that to cover, plus last weekend's Big Bash final, club cricket and so much more. Joining me at the desk as usual is a bandwagon jumper, David Bogue. David.
I'm a bandwagon jumper. Stick with the winners. I've got a few winners' shirts tonight. Got a few outfits that you might like.
Yeah.
But yeah, well done to the Pies and Mitchie next door to me here. So happy to wear it. It's probably a bit tight, but I'll wear it for a segment, I reckon.
Rightio, yes. Well, I can't get over you in a pie shirt, but anyway. Our special guest tonight, Mitch Parsons.
Hey.
Mitch, welcome.
How you going, boys?
Good.
Good to see you.
Good. Mitch,
Shirt looks good, Dave.
Yeah, no, thank you.
Your size too
I
small.
was going to get Gilsey's actually, but he said it'll be too big, so yours will do.
yeah. Mixed weekend. Win Friday night, win Saturday, and then a disappointing loss Sunday.
Yeah, we couldn't finish the trifecta for me on Sunday. So, but really happy with Friday night with the Pies, and the Brothers boys on Saturday had another good win. So yeah, very happy with the weekend.
Yeah, looking forward to this weekend.
Yeah, very keen. Big week. Keen to see the Bulls Masters on Friday night at the dinner, and then all the boys are pretty keen to get out there on Saturday night and have a win, hopefully.
Yeah, no, we will touch on all that throughout the show. Absolutely. So, usual thing, highlight of the week, David.
Well, good on you, the Pies. That's a bit of a highlight. And probably a good shout out to the South Burnett boys. So South Burnett came up here a few weeks ago against Mitch and his team, and they were in a lot of trouble, and they ended up winning by one run. So then they got the home final, and obviously absolutely flogged Bundy on the weekend. It hurts me to say, but 220 odd to 60.
Yeah, 62.
62.
Yeah.
So well done the South Burnett boys. I know they do watch the show. We've mentioned that before. So well done to the Sipples. I think one of the Sipples got a few runs.
Yeah. Jared finished with 95. Just fell short.
So I actually got a video sent to me Sunday night while I was fishing.
I've seen this video.
Have you? Of them sliding on the covers.
Yeah.
So they were celebrating. I don't know what was on the covers, whether it was soapy water. I reckon it was 4X gold. So well done to the Sipples and young Nathan Roderick.
Yep,
we all know pretty well, and young Tommy Curran and the rest of the boys. So a good win, and it's good for Wide Bay cricket that one team doesn't dominate every year, and South Burnett too good this season. So well done.
Yep. Richie, what caught your eye over the weekend?
I'm going to be a bit biased here and go with my good mate Sammy Pearson on Saturday. He finished with 5 for 34, I think it was, against the Waves boys. And probably over the last month or so, Sammy's been starting to get in a bit of a rhythm. I think he ended up with 4 for against Norse, and then got a few wickets against East a fortnight ago as well. So Sammy, keep pleasing your captain, keep doing the right thing, mate.
Yeah, no, he did bowl well, and I did actually make a comment to someone a couple of weeks ago that I think he's back to where he was the year he won the Talon medal. Like he's got that rhythm, and he had a few injuries at times, and but he's back to full.
And
fitness.
he's scoring runs too. And it's funny, you always hear it that if you go out and bat and get a few runs, and your bowling it comes off as well. So yeah, a credit to him, and he's been in probably one of his best seasons he's been in since he won the Talon medal.
He's working pretty hard too. He's going to the gym a fair bit.
Yeah.
So.
What's your shout out, mate?
Well, mine's a little bit different. Not going on the local scene. We usually try and keep it local, but those of you who remember back early in the season, we had Jack Sinfield join us from Brisbane, young Redlands boy.
Yeah.
Yesterday he made his Shield debut for Queensland. Not sure what number Shield player, but took 3 for 70 off 18 overs, which is a pretty good return. When you take your first class wicket as Curtis Patterson, you'd probably take that any day of the week as a good player, a test player. So he's next in to bat tomorrow morning. So they're about 30 behind the Bulls. So there'd be a few little nerves there. No, shout out to Jack, and we can probably claim him as one of our own, can't we?
Probably good PR. We've pushed him into that side. You're going to claim that?
No, so well done to Jack. So yeah, good weekend all around. Righto, Friday night, the big final. It probably delivered the expectations that we were hoping.
Yep.
Nearly 320 runs scored. Couldn't say much else about it, could you?
No, probably a few people asked me before the game, and I said, if you gave me money, I would have put it on the Pies. I just thought they had a bit more class in the batting. and they've all been in good form, whether it was the Heat or the Pies. But I just thought Pies had a bit more class with Mitch and Brendan and Lukey Owen. So I think that they prevailed, and 162 I thought was good enough on a fairly good wicket, but 162 to chase in a final is a good score. So, and that was you there, just dropping in front of Naps. Actually, do you remember that pull shot you kind of hit just in front of him?
Yeah.
Hayden Pope here is top scored with 59 off 35 and got player of the match at Wanners.
Yeah.
But he probably was the one that stuck in and got that 50 or 60 odd that probably someone from the Heat couldn't do.
Yeah, I think, and Jaden Santa Catarina, I was in the commentary and we're trying to work out who was going to get man of the match, because Jaden Santa Catarina bowled really, really well, and Hayden got 50 odd off 30 odd and got a wicket or two, so Hayden probably deserved it, but Jaden was very, very close, so good to see a young gun do some good stuff in the big game.
Yeah, so apart from Hayden 59, Mitch Parsons 36, Ben Davey took 2 for 29, but in return, Jesse Richardson 41 off 32, Ryan Norton 37, and Adam Posibon 30 off 20 at the top. So they just needed that someone to get that 50 or 60, didn't they?
Yeah, I was a bit surprised. Ryan Norton was batting with Jesse and he called the power surge in the 11th over, and Jesse was only 3 off 6 balls. So it's always hard to know, but the surge always brings a couple of wickets. It's always good to have hindsight, isn't it? You see the Big Bash on TV, no one knows when to take it. I thought it was pretty early, and just that they tweaked the order a little bit. Like Chris Napper didn't come in till a fair way down the order. Ryan Norton bowled off spin to start the game. I just thought there was a few things that changed and probably frazzled some of the players maybe, and Pies just stuck solid with what they know and trust, and they were deserved winners.
Bit of overthinking, I think, too.
Yeah, just a few things, just trying to change too much. So you don't change things in the final. If you're going to experiment, you do it in a normal round game, not in the final. So I don't know whose decision it was, but anyway, Pies deserved winners.
Yeah, I also think probably that run out of when Arden Lankowski got run out was probably a bit of a turning point as well. If Arden and Ryan had batted there for 20 or 30 balls, it could have been a different result.
Yeah,
but,
true.
Yeah, once again, congratulations to the Pies, and I'm sure Billy's got some good celebrations planned for you.
Yeah, well, he probably owes us a bit because he wasn't there on Friday night.
No.
So he missed out on the final, but, you know, a few of the boys were getting a few text messages from Billy, and there's a few goes Pies in the text. So, but I just want to say, like, just being out there, I think the game changed so much. Like, there was quite a few momentum shifts there. Like, especially when the Heat were chasing us, and I think Ryan Norton was going pretty well there for a while, and Jesse came out, and they were going along quite well, and then, you know, Nordo got out, and we thought, okay, like, looks like we're going to get through him here, and then next minute Jesse comes out and, you know, starts hitting a few to the fence. So, you know, credit to...
Well, there was nearly a run out there too.
Yeah.
And it's what you want in a final. To come down the last over is exactly what you want.
That's right. It's certainly from like a Bundy cricket perspective to say if you've got 13 to win off the last over, I think it was, and the match could have went either way.
Yeah.
And as we said, Jaden bowled that really great last over. So
You take the bias out of each camp, come as a spectator. It's probably one of the games of the Big Bash season to come and watch. So.
Yeah. Anything that goes down the last over, that's what you want, and to have it in a final. Often doesn't happen in the final, but it was a good game, and a lot of people out there. I think the bar takings and the canteen ran out of fries about 15 times, so Kev was pretty busy in there, wasn't he?
Yeah. So no, I think it was a great spectacle, and the crowd really got behind it.
No crowd catches, but
no. That's unbelievable. All those sixes and not one was caught. So
there was a lot of sixes over the tournament this year.
Yeah, we should count how many, but I might be strategically positioned next year, I think. Can it double? Can it go to $2,000?
Well, we might have to talk to the people to be. No, so that pretty much wraps up the Big Bash comp. It's been pretty good once again. So.
Your local Better are your appliance specialists. With everything from fridges and laundry to TV, small appliances and much more. Plus, with a range of payment options available, you can buy now and pay later. Go local, that's better.
Who can you call upon when interest rates are rising or if your fixed rate is ending? The refinanciers from Aussie. We'll make your home loan work harder. Let's talk.
We caught up with the two captains, so we'll kick off with losing heat captain Arden Lankowski.
We've been pretty successful all throughout the tournament, being bowling first and chasing, so I thought there was don't change it, and unfortunately tonight it didn't work for us, but that's okay.
At what point at the start did you think, maybe putting them in first probably wasn't a good decision? Or?
No, I thought it was they got 162. I thought that was below par, to be fair, on a wicket like this. I thought we were right in the game and confident in our batsmen to get the job done, but unfortunately, once again, we just fell short.
Was there anything in the first, like your bowling, that you guys think you could have done a bit better, or did you think they just...
Bowling was okay. They got a really good batting lineup, so that's their key to success, and that we did pretty well. But maybe our fielding could be a bit better, but looking back on it is, how good is looking back on it, yeah.
Was there a particular bowler you had tonight that you think did a really good job?
Yeah, I thought Sammy Pearson was really good for us. Bowled tough overs, and he got rewarded with a few wickets, so yeah, he was good.
What was the talk in the sheds in the half time?
Yeah, it was very positive. I thought we were chasing a score that we could chase down quite easily. A couple early wickets, and T20 is such a short game. Things can change, momentum can change, and it's hard to get back. So,
did you guys want to come out strong and hit a few, or was the idea maybe to kind of not play as hard at the start and then kind of ease your way into it?
We play quite aggressive. We got quite aggressive attack, and we like to play fearless cricket, and that's what's worked for us in the past. Right now it hasn't.
Sure. You guys probably thought you had it coming back. You guys, the middle half of that, probably that second half, you guys hitting a few boundaries.
Yeah, middle was okay, but we just lost too many wickets in the clumps and just couldn't get that momentum back. And in a T20 game, it's hard to do that. So. And all credit to the Pies. They bowl well, they batted well, and tonight they won. So good on them.
Was there a point when you guys were fielding and that you thought, oh geez, shit, we're in a bit of trouble here? Or?
Yeah, the last 5 overs. When Jesse Richardson got out after a good knock, I thought not looking the way we want to now. But that's okay. It's cricket. We gave the crowd a good show, and at the end of the day, they come back next year, and hopefully we can get the victory next year.
You've also had a few guys named in the team of the tournament, I suppose.
Yeah.
Obviously, that's not compensation, but that's all.
Yeah, it's always good to see people do well in all formats. It's always good to see your team and individuals do well. So all accolades to them; they deserve it.
Anything you guys could have done differently tonight? You think would have got you over the line? Or?
Looking back, we could probably play the game 5 more times, and we could win it 3 times. They could win it 2. It's a tough game when you've got 2 good competitive teams. It's all about the end of the night and what luck goes your way, so all credit to them.
Yeah, heat captain Arden Lankowski, they're a little bit disappointed, but they'd be pretty proud of what they've achieved to be the first heat squad to make the final.
Yeah, I think, happy but disappointed to get that far and not, you don't get in the final too often, so you got to take advantage of it. But yeah, outplayed, so Arden was talked pretty highly of his players and talked about their attacking cricket. So we'll see what happens next year with all the franchises. But it was a good night.
Yep. All right. Well, we also caught up with Pies winning captain Brendan Hanley.
Yeah, it was a pretty up and down game. We would have liked to bowl first, to be honest. I think it just suits us a little bit better. But our top order has scored a lot of runs this season, so we were still confident of posting a big score. We probably didn't get away to as good a start as we would have liked. But Hayden Pope came in at number 4 and batted well with Mitch Parsons through the middle. Hayden finished with a 50 and batted exceptionally well.
Did you guys have a plan coming in? Obviously, you probably wanted to field first, but did you talk to the boys beforehand and give them a bit of an idea of what the plan was? Yeah,
we wanted to go pretty hard early and hit some boundaries early and get through that power play with no wickets down. Unfortunately, we lost a couple of wickets, but as I said, those 2 boys steered the ship, and we just needed one big partnership, which we had, and then the boys were able to hit 4s and 6s down the back end of the innings.
Did them coming out and having that good partnership that give you a bit of faith that you could hold these boys up?
Yeah, definitely. We were very confident with that score. Once we got over 150, it was a really good score on this pitch. We knew they had some firepower, but like we said, we wanted to start off with a solid platform. When we were bowling, we wanted to take early wickets, which we did.
Tell me about your boys batting. Who was probably the standout for you guys?
Batting was definitely Hayden Pope. So he came in at number 4. Took a little while to get in, but then started hitting them really clean, and it's as good as I've seen him bat this year.
So your total at the end was in the mid-hundreds?
100, yeah, about 160.
What was it like in the sheds at half time? How was the feeling? Do you feel it?
We thought that was pretty par. That was a par score. They've got a lot of firepower up the top, so we just knew we needed to take wickets. If they got away to a good start early, they could have chased that 160 down. But we did take wickets early, and their middle order batted quite well as well. But we just got some wickets at opportune times, which helped us defend that total.
Do you have a plan coming into the field to fielding batting? I mean, to fielding and bowling?
We did. We were just going to bowl our 4 overs of quicks and then bowl spin from one end, but it actually didn't really go to plan. We bowled a couple of extra overs of quicks. Mitch Parsons bowled really well with his spin, but then at the end Curtis pitched it up a little bit, probably took a little bit of stick, and then we reverted back to our quicks at the end. So we did have to change our plan through the game.
You did seem to be able to control them at the start, but then in the middle they kind of started to come a bit back at it. Were you worried?
Yeah, absolutely. Ryan Norton can hit sixes for fun. He did get on top of us nice and early, and when we got his wicket, we were a lot more confident. But the way he was going, he looked like he was going to take it away from us.
You guys caught a few good ones tonight, and you kind of missed a few that probably could have turned the game a little bit earlier for you.
Yeah, absolutely. We weren't fantastic in the field. I thought we bowled exceptionally well, but we probably put a couple of catches down that we should normally take.
Sure. And who was probably your better bowler tonight? Do you have anyone in particular? Or?
We all bowled pretty well. Mitch Parsons bowled well into the wicket with his spin. He's predominantly more of a batsman, but he bowled exceptionally well. And I was really impressed with young Jaden Santa Catarina. He did get a bit of stick early, but he came back and bowled really well to defend at the end.
What does this win mean for you guys tonight?
We love winning finals. That's 2 in a row. No other franchise has won 2 in a row. And it's really hard to do. In club cricket, you can sort of build over years. With the franchise cricket, we have an auction at the start of each year, so the team changes a fair bit each year.
Did you guys think you guys had lost a few, or you hadn't played many? And do you think you were going to get to this position?
Yeah, we lost our last game, but I think it might have been a blessing in disguise. The better heat went through undefeated and probably didn't have that real tough loss. We did that last week, and we were able to learn a lot from that. So I think it was really good for us tonight.
Yeah, very happy. Pies captain Brendan Hanley there, and well done to the Pies again. So at the conclusion of the tournament, there was a team of tournament named. Mm-hmm. Always plenty of conversation around it. Do you think the selectors got it spot on? There's probably anyone that was unlucky.
Not off the top of my head.
No.
I think Pies got 3 players in, Heat got 4, Taipans 3, Vikings 2. Probably sounds about right. Like the Vikings didn't have a great season, so they only got a couple of players in. But I can't look at any of these names. Like, do you want me to go through them?
Yeah, we can go through them.
Yeah, like Adam Posibon, Brendan Hanley, Luke Solano, Mitchie, Arden Lankowski, Mitch Waters, Chris Duff, Oliver Bogue, Ben Davey, Sam Pearson, Jaden Santa Catarina and Jeremy. Going on those names and the stats there, I can't see anybody that doesn't deserve. I can't think of anyone that should have been included.
A couple that was spoken about was, I was going to say Braden Krebs, but Dean Krebs.
Yep. Not Braden.
And Paul Jagger. Cole Stellan's name was thrown about.
Yeah.
But, whichever way it sort of went, but I think, it's pretty spot on. And all those guys.
Dean missed a couple of games.
Yeah.
Paul Jagger had one really good game against the Vikings, who are lower on the table. So if you put it into context, I wouldn't have had him in there.
Yep.
And Jags had a couple of, open the bowler, had a couple of bad games as well, which happens in 2020 cricket.
Yeah.
So, that was good. And the couple of young guns there.
Yeah, the 2 young guns were selected, Jaden Santa Catarina and Oliver Bogue. So they'll strap the boots on for the Bulls Masters this weekend. Mm-hmm. Be a great experience for those 2 young blokes to get out and get amongst cricketing royalty, really.
Yeah. Jaden might have a smile on his face because he doesn't say much, neither does Ollie. He hasn't even talked to me about it all week, hasn't said a thing, but I think those 2 young fellas probably within are pretty proud of how they went. I know Ollie was probably fortunate being picked up by the Vikings, so he got more of a bat and more of a bowl.
Yep.
But whereas if he played for the Pies, he wouldn't have been batting so high up the order and wouldn't have maybe bowled as much. So it all comes down to auction night as well. But Jaden Santa Catarina had the one bad game where it was a piece of soap, but he bowled really well, I know, against the Vikings, and He bowled really well in the final, didn't he?
He did. He's been consistent all year, like 2020 one-day cricket.
Yeah,
so he thoroughly deserves to be there, and same as your young fella. Two of the upcoming stars of Bundy cricket. So
they'll have a good
So
Saturday
just to
night.
wrap up the Big Bash season, overall, any highlights? Anything that stuck out?
Probably for me, holding up the trophy on Friday night. That's about it.
Yeah, and as Brendan mentioned, I didn't think like in club cricket you can build towards it over a couple of years, but in the auction night you have a completely different team each year. So, I don't know. Disappointment was no crowd catches.
Yeah.
All the sixes and not one was caught. I don't think many went to hand, to be fair.
No.
So that's probably a disappointing thing.
Yeah. I think the crowd, I think, was probably up in the last few years, was a good thing. We had that one-run game earlier in the year, which was a really good game.
The Vikings, Taipans.
Mitchy Waters hitting 5 sixes off a couple of his mates last weekend.
Getting into them. And probably live streaming it as well.
Yeah.
That's the other highlight. People have, been in contact with both of us saying how good it was, and just seeing community and the volunteers helping out, like talking to Sean after the game, the amount of hours that we put in, cameramen, people coming to commentate, tuck shop, canteen, bar, it's a big team effort. So well done to all the volunteers, and it's sometimes a thankless job, but it all came to fruition in the end, and thank God we had good weather for the final. So that's probably another highlight, everybody getting together and helping out from all the clubs.
And I guess the last thanks has got to go to Aussie Home Loans and the 4 franchises. So thanks very much from everyone involved.
Your local better are your appliance specialists. With everything from fridges and laundry to TV, small appliances and much more. Plus, with a range of payment options available, you can buy now and pay later. Go local, that's better.
Well, welcome back to the show. Okay, it's time to talk everything senior cricket. We had a great weekend on Saturday, a few close games, a few high-scoring games, a few low-scoring games. So we kick off with Division 1.
Do you like my shirt?
Yeah.
You wouldn't have seen a white shirt for a while.
No, is this your protest to bring back two-day cricket?
I'm not sure I'm built for two-day cricket anymore, but I had the winner's shirt on before, and Brothers had a bit of a win against your guys, so I thought I'll put on the old retro shirt. So it was a nice day for Brother. Good win by the boys, Mitchy?
Yeah, very good win. So pretty happy with our last round game against Waves before we might meet them in a final in a few weeks' time. So that just all depends on our semi-final, but fingers crossed.
And we 8 for 170, batting first on a pretty good wicket. Lukey Solano, 44. Mitchy got 26, and Chrissy Duff, 3 for 24. Young Matty Posibon, 2 for 38. He must still be up in the...
Yeah, he's still second. Lockie's still got him.
Oh, has he? And Waves were in a bit of trouble. They were 4 for 20 odd pretty early, 8 for 80 odd, and then ended up, Callum Nybecker batted pretty well, didn't he? 36, and Chris Duff, 29. And as Mitchy mentioned earlier, Sammy Pearson, 5 for 34. Jaden Santa Catarina, 2 for 13. And Chris Carroll, 2 for 31.
Yeah, he's just got a knack of taking wickets, Chris, doesn't he?
He just comes on and just puts it on the spot. And the pitch was just starting to stay a little bit lower, as like Michael Loader was saying, it's staying low, isn't it? I said, yeah, you're too right. You wouldn't want to be batting second. And if you bowl stump to stump and you hit them on the pads in front, you're going to be a good chance for an LB. So yeah, he has got a knack. Yeah, so a good win by the boys.
I think looking at it as well, like 170 is probably not the highest score for Div 1s, and we defended it quite well, but I don't think any of the batters from either teams really got in on Saturday. No. It was the same pitch that played on Friday night in the Big Bash, but like you said, it started dying a bit, so Lukey Solano with 44 there was quite crucial for us and really helped us, limp our way to 170, which ended up just being enough to hold back Waves, who themselves bat all the way down to 9, 10, 11.
Mitchy Waters.
Thanks.
Yeah.
batting and old Peter Hanscom in his floppy hat.
Yeah, he hit me over my head, didn't he?
He did. Was it the Great Northern sticker on the bat, sponsored by Great Northern? Yeah. So
shout out to Great Northern.
I was actually told from the grandstand I should be bowling to try and get you out, and then I could come and brag on it. Luke Owen was calling it, but he wasn't taking any hints from me. I was there warming up with my spikes on. I was no show. So so interesting game, and then Norths. 82. And Brennan, we disappointed. And well done to Eric Peterson, 5 for 8 off 6 overs. And I think Magpies in response, they were a fair few down, weren't they?
I think they were 7 for 58.
7 for 58, so they struggled a bit. But Damien Turner took 4 for 29. And the highest score of the match was 19 by Sean Rose. Is that right?
That's correct.
Wow. So Rosie showed them how, and Steely and River Felsted put on the last 26 runs. So River's been batting well. They had to consolidate, 7 for 50 odd.
7 for 58.
It probably means Brothers play Magpies in the semi. Have to be nearly locked in, wouldn't it?
Yeah. North will have to defeat Brothers and rely on Waves beating East in the last round.
And probably beat Brothers pretty well, I would imagine.
They're not out of it, but it's a pretty big ask now.
Yeah, 7 points. That's a fairly big difference. So good games there.
So as you said, Waves are locked up the minor premiership and will go straight through, and Brothers will take on more than likely East. So.
Yep.
Yeah. All right. Division 2, North 9 for 145. Ollie went 26, and David went 24. Not out.
Not out.
I did see there that Ollie was run out. So I don't know whether, I haven't got to the bottom of it, whether they were batting together when he got run out or not. So,
Dad might have burnt the sun.
Yeah, so I'll have to get to the bottom of that story.
Okay, Dave might be cooking and washing up then if he's burnt poor little Ollie. But he's got 24 not out. What would you take, 26 or 24 not out?
More runs.
I'd go 24 not out. Well done, Dave.
Brett Woodward 2 for 30, Rod Jensen 2 for 37, but they were chased down by East 5 for 147. Rod Jensen 38, Farron Rogers 36, and Johnny Howard with 2 for 19 for North. So that just tightens it up there a little bit. They're both on the same amount of points heading into the last round as well. So East with a better net run rate. They'll have to either beat across the Waves or rely on Brothers beating North in the last round to keep North out.
And North, did North bat first? I think were they?
Yeah, North did bat first.
They batted pretty slow. Like I thought they were like 30 off 14 overs. I was talking to John Howard off the field and he goes, gee, we need to get a wriggle along. So they probably started too slow. So they'll know what to do next time. And ATW 172 in the other game. Danny Unwin 69. Stutchy got 27 off 14. 2 4s and 3 6s. He doesn't like running. Talking about running, Nick Clark, he did well, 4 for 40. Harry Johnson, 3 for 27. And Brothers in response, I think they needed 17 runs off the last 18 balls, 6 down. We went over and had a look, and Brothers just couldn't get there. Jackson Raybon got 50. Andrew Weeks got 37 not out. Harry Gardner, 32. And Shawnee Stutch, 2 for 10 at the end. Probably some vital overs because the Brothers boys only needed a run and over and they couldn't get on to Sean, and Jack Munro bowled well, 2 for 29, and Ryan McLean 2 for 35.
Yeah, it was a good finish, that.
It was a good finish. And on field 4, it's a small ground.
Yeah.
I know Nick Clark tried to hit Sean over the fence, but Jackie Munro caught it, and that was a big game changer. They had new batsmen going in every over, so it was difficult for the Brothers boys, so it probably shows why ATW are on top in that grade.
Yep, so they'll go straight through, and as we said, with 1 round remaining, weekend after Bulls Masters, 3rd spot still is up for grabs. So.
It is, true.
Yes, all right, Division 3, Isis 9 for 166, Scott Raybine 47, Ruben Shalacombe with 42, Scott Willing 38. For Waves, Drew McCauley 3 for 30 and Chris Medwin 2 for 30. But they were chased down by ATW, 2 for 168. Jason DePappy, 98 not out, and Brenton Catasti, 27. So the story goes...
Here we go.
They needed 2 to win. Jason needed 6 for 100.
Yep.
He's hit a shot. He claims it was 6, but it was called 4.
Yeah.
But I've heard on good authority it was about 4 foot inside the boundary.
Yeah.
So.
Well, those Isis boys are pretty honest.
Yeah.
So it sounds like DPAP's a bit bitter and
He is
twisted,
very
is he?
bitter.
Yeah, but that's disappointing to get that close. Not He wouldn't have scored 100 before, would he?
Don't
Could
think
nearly be
so.
his first,
Yeah.
first ton in seniors. And,
Yeah.
and Brenton Catasti,
Yeah, Brenton filled in, helped out.
best cricketer in the family.
Yeah,
Is
by
it?
a street.
By street.
Better than his father, anyway.
I reckon Shelley goes all right too, just quietly.
No. And the other game, Brothers 108, Neil Trebeen 41, Clint Matheson 28. Now listen to this, David and Mitch.
Okay. Wow.
Sarjit Singh, 5 for 7 off 3 overs, including a double hat-trick.
4 wickets in a row.
So that's 4 wickets in a row.
Yep.
But to no avail, they were defeated 91 all out. Jatinder Singh 29 and Jason Hack, the destroyer for Brothers, with 4 for 23. So, has there been much chat about that game from?
I haven't
the
heard a
three?
thing. I did get a text message from Jason Hacks saying, "Hey, Bogey, got another 4-fer. Love the show." I think he wanted to mention again. So well done, Hacky. 4 for 23. I think that's about 3 or 4 4-fers. So you can't get the mounted ball.
No.
He's looking for 5-fer. So no, I didn't hear anything.
We
about
we were at the club for Saturday night at dinner, and Hacky was there, and
Was he?
Semi was there as well, and he was asking Semi for tips on how to get
How to get the
5
fifth
because he's
wicket.
had a few 4-fers. So, but yeah, the double hat trick they said just went through him. So just
You don't.
on a
I've
bit of a
seen.
roll.
I can remember in juniors, Danny Cunningham on field 7, double hat trick, 5 for 2. We bowled the team out for 13. We went and batted. We were 1 for 100 at the close of play. It's the only double hat trick I've ever seen. So that's way back in under 14. So well done, double hat
Yeah,
trick.
double hat-trick. So, yeah, so interesting there. Who will finish 3rd and 4th? Oh, actually, sorry. They're finished now,
Oh yes,
Division 3. So East have just hung on the 3rd spot
Okay.
on net run rate, 0.03 to minus 0.34. So.
No difference. The only thing, if 2nd and 3rd that game gets washed out, then
Well,
2nd will go
one
through.
plays 4, 2
Oh,
plays 3. So,
Yeah. That's
so
what I'm saying.
Wades will play Brothers and YMCA will play East in the semi-finals.
Okay, rightio. So Brothers probably missed out there. Got to play that strong wave side.
Play Waves, yeah.
Okay. Oh well.
So, yeah, that wraps up the weekend. So some good performances from a fair few players there.
Okay.
All right, it's time for that segment again, David.
Rightio.
You're in control tonight.
I'm
I
in
believe.
control. Okay. 60 seconds with Grillsy. We're going to go to the what do you call it? We're going to go to the graphics.
Can you survive the 60 seconds with Grills?
Okay. I'm just finding my questions here. Okay. A few different questions today. I'm not going to throw you under the bus. So are you
Right.
okay? You ready for this?
Oh, I think I'm ready.
I'm prepared. I've done my research. You turn up and just do the 60 seconds off the cuff. But I had to do research. I had to make sure it was good. Okay, Reese. First job.
First job.
What was your first job?
Same as I'm doing now.
Same as you're doing
Shovel
now?
concrete.
Shovel
and,
concrete. Working your butt off. Okay. One thing you can't live without.
oh. I know everyone's going to want me to say beer.
You got to be careful what you say. You'd have to say your wife, wouldn't you?
yeah.
Don't do a Hayden Pope and be in the bad
Yeah,
books.
no, I'll get her in there somewhere.
Have you enjoyed being the host of the show this year?
It's been good fun. I've genuinely enjoyed it. I was a bit probably nervous as we all were at the start and how it was going to go, but no, it's been very well received from the general public.
Yep. Okay. Favourite cricket moment for you?
Oh, I think any time you win a first grade premiership is good, but I remember the one, I think it was 2011, and we beat you Blokes. You had won about 6 or 7 years in a row.
Okay.
And it was a 2-day grand final, and we finally beat you after losing for about 7 years on the
So
trot,
was it over the 2 days? I remember we played a short final when Kane Konoski was around.
No, this was a genuine final. It was
Okay.
the one where we got 1 run to get 1 in front in the first innings. Chris Stuff and myself.
I wasn't playing that day.
No, you weren't.
I probably wouldn't have helped out anyway. So, best person on and off the field.
The best person, I will have to say him is my good mate Prosy, Brendan Prosliner.
Yep.
Very good bat
Yes,
very good bloke off the field.
Yep.
So.
Good answer. The two most used apps on your phone. What are the 2 most used apps when you're Go and click on your phone.
One would be My Cricket.
My Cricket, yeah.
And probably Weather Zone.
Yep.
My Cricket and Weather Zone.
Sportsbet doesn't get a run?
No, not much. Not a big pun. I do have
I would have
a bet,
said the
but-
Bomb or Weather Zone.
Yeah.
Okay. Who would you not want to sit next to on a plane? You can name one, you can name 1, 2 or 3. It's up to you.
Out of anyone?
Anyone. And you can throw one of your
wow.
mates in. I know who you probably want to throw in there.
I know I probably do want to throw. I don't reckon, if we're flying to London, I don't reckon I'd want to sit next to Michael Loader for 22 hours.
We're all thinking.
I reckon Mitch Waters would get pretty annoying on a long haul flight too, so I'll throw them two under the bus.
Okay. Mick Malloy got interviewed many years ago by Sterlo, and he said John Denver.
Yes,
John
I remember
Denver,
that
aeroplane
interview.
crash.
Yeah.
Okay. Right, mate, your go-to dish, if you got a meal that you're good at, your go-to dish at home, mate.
Oh, I do pretty good fish, but I reckon the old spag bowl. Do a
Spag
pretty good
bowl?
spag bowl or curried prawns.
Okay. And while you're rolling out the curried prawns and the spag bowl, tell me the 3 people that are going to join you for that meal.
I actually did think about this.
I had to ask you.
Glenn McGrath, growing up, he was who you wanted to be growing up in the 90s.
Yep.
It's probably why I still wear number 11 today. It's
Yep.
from him when they first started wearing the numbers.
Yep.
Michael Jordan,
Yes.
he was the GOAT of the all time.
Yeah.
If you loved basketball growing up. And the last one, probably a bit of a quirky one, but Luke Hodge, I'm a Hawthorn fan.
Yes.
And what I reckon he'd have some good stories about those premierships and just being mentally tough and being on the field. So
Okay.
that'd be
well
my
done.
3.
That's the 60 seconds with Grillsy, mate. Well done, you
Well done.
survived.
Gee, I got out of there.
I thought it'd be nice to you.
All right, we're going to go to another break, and after the break, we're going to talk everything rep cricket.
Your foot's different, so your best shoe isn't the same as someone else's. Getting the right shoe makes all the difference. It means less pain, better movement, less fatigue, and less injury. At FootMotion, our experienced and caring team use the latest technology to match your unique fit and movement to the right shoe. Whether it's for work, running, school, or walking, we're here for the whole family. Don't compromise. Experience FootMotion today.
See Tagglevan's, your family-owned caravanning experts for the popular New Age caravan range. Walkinshaw designed and engineered for superior strength and reliability. Start your adventures today with a New Age caravan from Dale and the team at Tacklevan's to Calvin Street, Bundaberg.
Well, welcome back to the show. It's time to talk all rep cricket from the weekend. A few mixed results for the local guys in particular. There was a few good results, especially in the junior stuff, but we'll kick off with the good child. Probably don't really want to talk about it, do we, David?
Well, I'll put the Bundy shirt on, but you can see it's a sad day. Got the black tape on. Probably need a minute's silence, but we can't afford to do that right now. But very, very disappointing, to be fair. But you have those days. South Burnett 210. I don't know. Did Jared Sipple got 95? Did he have any chances? We often talk about catches win matches.
There was one chance off the bowling of yours truly.
Oh yeah.
Yes.
Oh.
But look, can't fault the South Burnett boys. Hey, they deserve to win. We didn't rock up on Sunday to play. We seemed to just miss our mark a fair bit. We started off the day really well. We took 2 early wickets and we thought we could get on a bit of a roll, but then Jared and Trent Riddell started forming a bit of a partnership and our bowlers began to miss our lengths a fair bit, and those boys capitalised on that, and it wasn't until a really good run out direct hit by Trent Seeds that took Riddell's wicket, and then next brought in another Sipple boy. So it was kind of the battle of the Sipples out there, and between Jared and his younger brother and his dad, they seemed to formulate a score of 210. So, but and then our batting probably got no answers for that. The South Burnett boys were too good, and especially their opening bowler taking Pfeiffer, and we couldn't get a score going. Yeah, we just seem to struggle, in games like that. We really pride ourselves in Bundy cricket if we lose 2 or 3 early ones to really, get back on board and, try and chase down a score. So that was probably the most disappointing thing. We couldn't get back on track after our start.
Trent Seeds had a fairly good game considering, didn't he? 4 for 17 and a run out to get Trent Riddell out. So, Jared Sipple 95, Ash Sipple 38, Trent Riddell 31, Seedsy 4 for 17 and Luke Owen 2 for 43, Jeremy Hacksma 2 for 24, but in return Bundy 62, Ryan Norton 24, top score, 6 ducks and 3 were golden ducks. And Michael Worcester,
Big Sauce.
Big Sauce 5 for 17 and Tyler Hennis 4 for 28. So I think they only batted for 17 or 18 over. Did you think it was a 2020 game? Hey, see, I was
It's
watching.
actually when we were going out to shake hands, there was a bit of chat from the canteen. They asked us to bat again.
Oh, we're going to
So,
declare and send you back in.
Yeah.
Well,
if there's one thing we could take away, well, not take away, but we won, was Ryan Norton probably hit the biggest 6 I've ever seen.
Okay.
Just kept going on its way back to Bundy pretty much, but that was the only positive we could take out of the day on Sunday, so very disappointing.
Probably a frustrated shot. Big Ryan got angry and just took it out on the... Is it the red ball?
Yeah, red ball.
Yeah, I did the shout out to South Burnett, so well done to them.
Yep. Yeah, no, good win. And
Too good.
Too good.
Bundaberg should have won that game at home and then they would have hosted the final.
Hosted the final.
Big turnaround.
2 runs. 2 runs difference.
Oh, well.
Yeah. All right. We also had round 6 of the Inner City Junior Rep competition. South Burnett travelled to Bundaberg to take on the Bundaberg boys. Under 16, Bundaberg 9 for 289. Toby Lamonda 107. Great knock. I didn't catch any of it. I got out there just after he got out, but no, great score of 107. Oliver went 44. Cooper Raybine 40. Riley Gibbs 26. For South Burnett, Thomastown 3 for 46. Lachlan Cullen 2 for 26. Jackson Kirko 2 for 58. But in return, South Burnett could only manage 145. Wilson Black 42. Lachlan Burrows 32 and Josh Phoebe 29. And for Bundy, Riley Cullen 3 for 22. Sam Stutchby 3 for 34 and Benny Gray 2 for 15. So pretty good win there for the Bundy boys.
Yeah, strong team, doubled the score, nearly doubled the opposition score. So, and did Lockie Haycox play?
No, Lockie didn't play, and I don't think River Felstead played either.
Okay, so
they're away with the schoolboys for the finals, so I think they wanted to get a group together that were going to play the finals.
Okay. Oh, well, it wasn't the final, so I'm assuming they'll come back in for the rep final.
Yep.
So, yeah, Bundy's got a strong side. It was, as we've mentioned, heaps of times. So, yeah. Well batted to Toby, 170. He's in a bit of form at the moment.
Would that be his first 100? Toby?
No, he's got one before.
He got one earlier, I think the week we had him.
And he actually played A grade, so...
Played a few games this year too.
It's going to be hard to drop out of the A grade side if he keeps batting like that. So, well done to Toby.
Yep. And the other game, Gympie 108, Lucas McBride 31, Nick Dewitt-Jones 2 for 16 for Fraser Coast, Josh Hazelton 2 for 18. They were defeated by Fraser Coast 5 for 110, Harry Marie 29, and Lucas picked up his 31 with 2 for 19. So, yeah, good win there to Fraser Coast. So that ends their campaign. In under 14, Bundaberg 3 for 245. Corin Driver 65, Samson Juster 50, Archie Webster 50. They defeated South Burnett 148. Byron Kratzman 41, Josh Williams 32. And for Bundy, Charlie Steele 3 for 13, Travis Kaepernick 3 for 14. So, yeah, boy, those boys needed to win to sneak into the finals. So.
The Bundy boys?
Yeah.
Yeah, well, they won by 100 runs, so yeah, they did really well there. And another convincing victory for the Bundy rep side there.
Yep. And the other game, Gympie 140, Cooper Keogh 38, Kalen Barr 4 for 15, Liam Fitzpatrick 2 for 15 and Toby Brewer 2 for 15 for Fraser Coast. But they were chased down by Fraser Coast 187, Kalen Barr 49, Lucas Lorigan 32, and Lachlan Lewis 3 for 23 for Gympie and Cooper Keogh 2 for 32. So, yeah, Gympie Fraser Coast getting the win there, and they'll go on their way into the final, I think, undefeated. So.
Okay, 50 run victory. Once again, I think if Fraser Coast didn't have Caelan Barr, well, he got 50 and got 4 wickets, so would have been a very, very close game if Caleb wasn't playing. So well done to the Fraser Coast team.
Yep. And the under-12s, the Bundaberg 12s just keep on their merry way. 340 scored.
Oh, wow.
Tyson Mullane with 79, Adrian Cunningham with 54, Thomas Dwyer 33, and Tillman Newell with 32. Elliot Black 3 for 27 for South Burnett, but in return South Burnett could only manage 43. So CJ Higgins, young ISIS boy, with 4 for 2 for Bundaberg, and Nick Campbell 2 for 5. So very good win there with those young fellas.
I was talking to Tyson at school and I didn't realise he was such a good batsman. I thought he was a bowler, and 79 or 50 odd balls, and a lot of contributors to the Bundy score of 340 or 50 overs.
50 overs.
7 and over. That's pretty good going for young fellas.
Big shout out to Adrian Cunningham too. It's the first time he's cracked his 50. I think he's gotten quite a few 40s before, and Mum was saying that he's very desperate to get a 50, so he finally got over it on Sunday. So good on him.
Well done.
And the other game, Fraser Coast, 207. Lockie Pennell 51, Hudson Govers 32, Cooper Sorrell 3 for 11, Jordan Butel 3 for 29, and Gympie 37. Josh Titmarsh 3 for 4, Luca Dean 2 for 1, and Jaden Lever 2 for 5. So some good bowling figures, and 37. That's not good enough in rep. So Fraser Coast, another good win there.
Yep. So that locks the finals in. That'll be held in Bundy on the 5th of March. Bundaberg will take on South Burnett in under 16. Fraser Coast will take on Bundaberg in under 14, and Bundaberg will take on Fraser Coast in under 12. So looking at those results, I reckon there'll be 3 pretty good finals there.
And Fraser Coast and under 14s deserved, they're number 1, aren't they? So that'll be a really good game. Bundy and 16s going pretty well. I can't see the under 16s getting done if Lockie Haycox and River come back in. You never know. And under 12s, it should be a good game after Bundy got 340 and Fraser Coast got 207. So
one of their earlier games was only about 20 or 30 runs in it.
So that'll be a really good
either
final.
way. So no, that's all them finals locked in. So that'll be a big day out here at Solar Oval in a couple of weeks' time. All right, we're going to shoot off to another break, and after the break we're going to talk everything junior cricket.
There's one name across our region that's synonymous with all things hospitality, Rum City Foods. And with more than 50 staff and 4,500 square metres under one roof, Rum City Foods stocks everything. They've got the lot: Paul's Milk, frozen products, packaged foods, dairy, bakery, drinks, chemicals, and all the hospitality packaging you need. Rum City Foods are a proud member of Countrywide Australasia. Find them at rumcityfoods.com.au or at their massive new premises on Commercial Street, Bundaberg.
All right, welcome back to the show. Okay, we got everything to cover from juniors on the weekend. Big weekend that was just gone. We'll kick off under 16s. YMCA ISIS travelled down to Maryborough, 8 for 177. Lachlan Haycox with 46. Ryan Santa Catarina 34. For Maryborough, Lachlan Nishinsky 2 for 12. And in return, Maryborough 7 for 153. Grace Collins with 48, but Lockie Haycox, a destroyer, with 5 for 25. So.
Good game by Lockie.
Yeah.
I just mentioned last week he hasn't done much since Christmas. A bit out of luck, and cream always rises to the top, they say. So, and playing a bit of A grade, so a good win to YMCA ISIS.
Made the mad dash back to town too for you guys.
Yeah. He's committed.
Very committed. ATW 7 for 153. Sam Stutchbury 43, Lucy Hamilton had a game. Had a game, 39. Taz Coast.
Did you get approval from Australia Cricket?
I think she only batted. I don't think she bowled.
Are we allowed to mention her name?
Yeah.
Someone might find out.
Taz Coates 29 off 10 balls. Harrison Single 2 for 28 for Norse. In return, Norse 9 for 112. Ben Gray 3 for 15 and Will Fletcher 2 for 8. So good win there for Across the Waves. And the other game, Harvey Bay forfeited to Brothers. A little disappointing, but getting towards the end of the season, I think they had a few boys and girls with a few things on.
Okay.
Yeah, under 14, brothers 80, Ashton Lamond 35 top scored. Liam Fitzpatrick 3 for 6, Rory Folker 2 for 7, and Kalen Barr 2 for 7. They were defeated by Harvey Bay 8 for 167. Rory Folker was 69 and Flynn Quigley with 30. So
Okay, yeah, convincing win there.
convincing win. And the Battle of the Norse teams, Norse Bundy Bears 5 for 184. Tom Elphinstone 56 not out. Lachlan McDonald 54. They defeated Norse Power 96. Corin Driver 34 with Lachlan backing up with 54 with 2 for 10, and Heinrich Kirschner with 2 for 14.
Haven't mentioned in the Kirschner boys. Double the score. Battle of the North boys. So the Power didn't have the power on that day, did they? The big Grizzly Bears got them.
I think the Power are one of the younger boys.
Okay. Oh, it's all an experience.
All learning, yes. ATW 142, Nick DeLacy 61. Fisher Hill 3 for 18. Cameron Holsnagel 3 for 36, and Reece Wingfield 2 for 30. And they defeated YMCA ISIS 4 for 125. Archie Webster 31 and Charlie Steele 24.
Okay, so that's a good win for Waves.
Yeah.
How are they on the ladder compared to YMCA?
I think they're just in fourth, so a couple of results this weekend. It's very close between them and Maryborough. So.
Okay.
Interesting weekend ahead there, obviously with the last round of juniors this weekend, finishing the week early.
Okay.
So. And under 12s, North Strikers 6 for 155. Levi Donison 22. They defeated ISIS 55. Nathan Job with 4 for 2.
Ooh.
Pretty good return there. Brothers Pumas 25.
Wow.
Cool. Jack Juster with 3 for 8. Lockie Rogers 2 for 2. Ryan Bellham 2 for 1. So those boys just keep getting mentions, don't they? They were defeated by Norse Avengers 5 for 150. With Lockie with 36, Jack 36, and Ryan 27. So.
They did come and annoy me on the weekend when I was scoring in the grandstand, and Lockie Rogers come up, Ryan Ballum, and Olivia O'Bell, who I'd never met, and we've mentioned her a lot of times on the show. And I asked her what her name was, and she said Olivia O'Bell. I said, "Oh, you go pretty well, so well done." And of course, Lockie Rogers and young Ballum just sat next to me for a fair while, and I nearly got a Zuper Duper off Ryan Ballum because he's always sucking on an ice block, isn't he? And they told me how they'd gone, and I think that's 4 weeks in a row we've mentioned them. I said, well, if you keep going like that, we'll mention you every week. So, Ryan particularly was very happy with himself. So, had them for about half an hour. I was trying to score, and poor old Faye's next to me going, that's over, Dave. And I had 4 balls, and I was getting in trouble from Faye. So, it's good to have the juniors come up and have a chat, and they're proud of themselves, and they obviously like coming on, getting a mention on the show. So, well done to Ballum and Rogers yet again.
Yes. And the last game of the weekend, Brothers Broncos 7 for 176. Cooper Kelly 49, Nick Campbell 39, Blake Campbell 2 for 20, but YMCA East 169, Atlas Felsted 51. Eloise Campbell 30 and Tyson Malone with 24, and for brother Sophie Elder 2 for 19. So a good knock there, boy.
Is Blake and Eloise related, I wonder? Because Eloise mentioned her earlier in the season. She was getting a few wickets, so not sure. But Eloise 30, that's good effort.
Good going.
Showed Tyson how it's done. He got 24 and he got 79 in the rep game, so she can obviously bat.
Yes. So, as we said, last round of juniors for this weekend. So that wraps up a pretty good weekend of junior cricket. And we're going to go to another break. But after the break, we've got a full preview of the Bulls Masters Day on the weekend.
Looking forward to that.
Other things. So join us after the break.
Time out! You are busy, but your foot pain is slowing you down. The experienced team at Hinkler Podiatry are passionate, outcome-driven, and use the latest treatments to get you back on your feet fast. Call Time Out on your foot pain with Hinkler Podiatry.
Okay, it's time to talk Bulls Masters this weekend. It all kicks off tomorrow. There's a golf day down at Coral Cove for those privileged to be playing. Are you heading down, David?
No, some of us have got to work.
Yeah.
Hey.
So, no, that'll kick off tomorrow. A lot of school visits on Friday, so that I'm sure there's plenty of kids looking forward to having them in and amongst the schools.
Absolutely.
Massive dinner Friday night, 400 people going to be in attendance, so really looking forward to that. But the main event, Saturday, it all kicks off at 1 o'clock with the Bundaberg Youth Invitational side taking on the Bundaberg Masters Invitational side.
Yeah.
So if we have a look at the youth side, Ryan Santa Catarina, River Felstead, Ethan Hamill, Lachlan Acox, Josh Kelly, Toby Lamond, Sean and Simon Millett, Cooper Raybine, Sam Stutchbury and Aidan White. So pretty handy side there. I think 7 of the boys went to Cairns for the Youth Country Challenge.
You're scaring me now.
So, yeah.
And there's a couple from each club? You've spread it out a little bit?
Out, yeah.
And they're the boys that are in their last year of juniors,
Yep.
so it's a good concept that we started probably a couple of years ago.
Yeah, I think this is the 3rd year we've done this game. So.
Yeah, so it's going to be interesting because there's a lot of dads and lads that are going to be playing against each other, so I think that's probably a lot of the dads are really looking forward to having a go at the young fellas. I know I played against Ollie last year and I think he hit me for a 6. He keeps reminding me he got 50 odd and I got 50 odd. So I think I outscored him by a couple of runs. So I had bragging rights, but it's good fun.
Yeah, it'll be. And that's what it's all about. Is just having a bit of fun and rewarding a few boys that have been through the grades. And
and they've all come through. A lot of them have come through from under 10s. I don't know about Ethan Hamill. Has he been from all the way through? But you got Lamond and Haycox and Stutchy and all the names we mention each week. And it's a bit of a tick in the box for them to have a game against.
And I think pretty much all of them have played some sort of senior cricket this year. So at some time.
What's the other team look like?
Well, the Masters team. Yourself is at the top of the list.
Yeah.
Damien Black, Nick Catasti, Giles Cunningham, Richmond Felstead, Shannon Haycox, Scott Lamont, Eric Peterson, Scotty Raybine, Marty Ryan, Dale Steele, Sean Stutchbury and Lex Webster. So plenty of experience there.
I've never captained a team that is so old. I'd like to do the aggregate of ages from both teams compared to each other, but experience does count, don't you think?
Yeah.
You think so?
It's a big squad there. Are you expecting a few breakdowns to happen out in the field?
Well, 13. I could have nearly pulled out and we've still got 12. But in saying that, it's good for me. I can say, rightio, Sammy Stutchbury's coming out to bat, Sean have a bowl. So I can sit there and direct the traffic a bit and it'll be a real buzz for the dads and lads to go head to head. And I think last year we might have got up. The old blokes got up. So we were happy with that. But the young boys, there's a good team there this year and changed the Masters team a little bit, obviously with the dads coming in that want to play against their sons. So it's a good concept and it'll be the highlight of Saturday. Don't worry about Chris Lynn coming. Some of the dads will have bragging rights for a while, hopefully.
4:30.
All the sons will have...
Or it might be the other way around. There might be some dads looking to hide. So, no, that kicks off at 1 o'clock, so get out there early and get a seat and have a look and probably a few laughs along the way. 4:30, junior coaching clinic. Bulls blokes will be out and about there, as we said. Chris Lynn will be there, so there'll be plenty of chances for autographs and everything else. You guys will be involved in that as well.
Definitely.
But 6:30 is the main event. We have a look at the Bundy side that's been named. It's majority of the blokes that played last weekend, so they'll be smarting after their 62. We might have to make sure that the Bulls Masters bat first. But, Ben Davey, Jeremy Haxby, Arden Wankowski comes in for Trent Seeds from last weekend.
Where's Seedsy?
Unavailable.
Okay.
Jaden Larson, Chris Napper, Ryan Norton, Luke Owen, Mitch Parsons were captain, Sam Pearson, Hayden Pope, Luke Swano and Mitchie Waters. So a lot of guys there that played in the Big Bash final last weekend as well. So thoughts, Mitch? How you looking?
Yeah, look, we got a bit of a point to prove after Sunday, but in saying that, all the boys are really pumped. I think what the Bulls Masters have done for Bundy cricket, I think all the boys that are named there are pretty keen to jump on board and really put in for a big game and put on a good show for the crowd. So I think, you know, the 12 that are named there are quite exciting Bundy cricketers. So I'm sure that when given their chance, they're going to put on a good show. And yeah, we're all pretty keen to verse the Bulls Masters that come up against us.
Yeah, and Bundaberg Cricket's have obviously just rewarded the guys that have committed to good child throughout the year. And
yeah, you can't go picking anyone that hasn't committed to rep cricket, and it's a nice reward for Mitch and all those boys that have played a lot of rep cricket for Bundy. And yeah, it'll be I know I was talking to Luke Solano. He's really pumped and excited. I don't know where he's going to be batting. He's been opening for Bundy and Brothers, but he's really excited and got his family coming out, and
well deserved too.
Yeah,
Lukey.
yeah. So you don't realise, as we talked about, the effects of cricket on people, and he's a bit nervous, I think. So, and in front of the biggest crowd they'll probably play in front of ever.
Yeah,
a lot of the local lads anyway.
Yeah. So who are you tipping? The local boys or the Bulls boys? It's 2, as we know, it's 2-2. Last year you got
locals.
Washed out. You're on the locals?
Yeah, I can't go against the locals. Are you going to go against the Bundy boys?
I'm not going against them.
No.
I'm going for the 2 young blokes.
The Ollie and Jaden. Well, they're going to be fielding for 20 overs because have we got the team? Have we got the Chris
No,
Lynn?
we haven't got the Bulls
Because
team.
some of those blokes will not go out and field. I remember Carl Rackerman went, there's no way I'm going out to field. So I did say to Ollie and Jaden, I don't know whether they can bat or bowl. I think Ned might have batted last year. I said, you're going to be fielding for 20, so make sure you don't drop any in front of the grandstand because I'll be heckling you.
I reckon once they see Jaden's height, they'll be giving him the
Yes,
ball.
yeah. They'll go, don't bowl him too early.
Yeah. But no, it should be really good. And as we said, Chris Lynn will be in town, Cameron Boyce, Peter Forrest is coming, Nathan Ridden, so there's plenty of firepower in the... Luke Feldman with the balls.
Who's retired, 6 months ago?
Last year,
Give me a break. Stop playing grade cricket. I'd be worried about him. If these blokes are none for 50, he'll come on and bowl some rocket. So it'd be good for the crowd. I really hope Chris Lynn unleashes.
Yes.
If they get 150, I want Lynn to get 120 because we've got to put a show on for the crowd. If I'm umpiring, I don't know who's umpiring, front foot, no ball, if Chris Lynn gets out without a shadow of a doubt. Do you know who the umpires are?
No, I don't.
Okay.
So, hopefully, yeah.
I'm going to have a word to them.
Yes.
I'm going to go say, look, Lynn can't, he's got to get 50.
Yeah. So
hopefully we get him Chipley. Otherwise, we'll be chasing 300.
Tell you what, I think I might umpire.
Me and you.
Yeah, we could. It's a reward for being host of the best cricket show in the world.
In the world. No.
I haven't got my shirt. Can you go and grab that shirt? Go and grab that shirt for me because I've nearly worn every shirt that I've ever seen in Bundaberg tonight. So are we getting close to the finish?
Yeah, we're nearly at the end.
Yeah.
So
I don't know if I'm impressed by this.
So there's one shirt that I haven't worn, so I can't put over my microphone, so I'm sorry, but I'm going to wear the Wave shirt.
That's probably as close as you will ever wear one.
I'm going to cop a hard time about this. But you know who I feel like?
No.
There's one bloke that I'm feeling like, Arden Lankowski. He's worn this shirt, he's going to wear this shirt, and he's worn that Bundy shirt that I had on before, so he didn't play for has he played for the Pies?
No.
He's had more shirts and caps that I've had on tonight, so shout out to Arden Lankowski. Go the blue and yellow. Parramatta.
All right, that wraps us up. As we said, get out there on Saturday. $5 to get in. Under 16s are free. The game is also going to be live streamed on Wide Bay ITV if you're anywhere in the world. But if you're in Bundaberg, get out there. It's going to be massive. So, we'll see you there. Thanks, Mitch, for joining us.
No, thank you, boys.
Second time for the year. Good luck for the finals, but not too much good luck. And David, thanks again. We'll catch you next week.
Thank you.
Righto, everybody. See you on the weekend. Get out to the cricket, and bye for now.